What up, family? Over here at the Bristol yard for Bennett. But I always call and try to figure out exactly what I'm getting myself into. So these apparently are the Bay Bridge trucks. When I asked the dispatcher if I could hook up the car, she said some people can, some can't. So not sure which category I'm gonna fall into just yet, but I'm assuming I could get this one done. But gate finally opens and I could go ahead and get after this one. But usually I like to pull the vehicle forward, but as you can see, it's got all the gravel. So I had to ask myself, do I want to lay in the grass or the gravel? I think we're gonna go ahead and lay in the grass. As you can see, there's no DOT bumper on the back, which means I get to crawl underneath, but I already kind of knew what I was getting myself into. So we got the universal hitch, drop down piece, and I'm assuming if we look underneath here, gotta go a little bit back to reach the frame rail. So I'm assuming I'm gonna have to also have that extension that comes out past this bumper back here. So as I'm laying here, gotta figure out if I'm gonna have my universal hitch. Grab one of my gloves here real quick. I'm gonna have it pointed the receiver down or out. Like I said, first time ever doing these, so I'll record these for myself for future references as well. But I'm probably gonna have it just like this. I want to make sure the bolts are on the bottom so you could easily tighten them down. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and crawl underneath. See, there's another little piece of metal right here, but I don't know how strong that is. If anyone has ever attached to there, let me know. That would make things a lot easier. But maybe I'll just have to go up above it just so it's more secured. But alright, I'm gonna crawl under here, grab a few tools, and get to work. Alright, so now I can see why people have issues with this truck, but take my word for it. This is the extended piece. You can see how it's two different pieces of metal right there, but extended this piece almost all the way out. Pretty big gap here in the frame rail. But when you have this thing fully extended, you always want to make sure that the bolts are gonna catch on the bottom of the frame. So I know the school buses are pretty wide as well. And then before you start tightening everything down, you want to make sure that this drop down, you're going to be able to hook up to it. Not a lot of space above here. Can't even lay up underneath this thing, but you can see how close it is. So no point of tightening everything down if you can't get this piece, to line up and go up there, but just enough room here. So gonna tighten everything down. And then, yeah, probably gonna have to grab that stinger piece because I'm gonna be too far underneath the truck here to reach my car. So gonna go ahead and start working on that. Just went to grab my drill and realized I can't even use it on this setup right here with this bottom plate being in the way. But I think I asked already, would you guys attach your equipment to this little plate? It's pretty thin, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead, leave it as is, and just tighten everything manually. Get me a nice workout. But if I were to go on this bottom plate with my equipment pointing down towards the ground, it'll be real low, so then I would have to crawl out from under here and rotate this, and it's all kinds of extra work. So At least I should be able to get maybe this top one here with the drill and the side one, but yay me. I think I could just go ahead and tighten this a little bit to start off. But yeah, I always want to make sure hitting the plates. Haven't done one of these manually in a long time. But as always, just want to make sure double, triple check. But I don't think you guys need to be watching me doing this, so I'll get back to you. Just a quick update. Got all the nuts and bolts tightened, except for this one right here. Don't want to tighten that one just yet until we know that the height is going to be okay. This is like the highest up off the ground I could go with it. The bottom hole or whatever in this thing, so now should probably put this. I'm gonna go and get my extension so I could get past this bumper here. So it's always best to use the least amount of equipment, less chances of something breaking or failing on you. So not sure if I go and get the piece with the ball on the end, if it's going to be high enough, or if I just get the standard Stinger and put my 2-inch rise ball hitch on the top. It's probably what I'm going to end up doing, but I'm going to crawl under here and show you exactly what I'm talking about in a second. Not that you guys care to see all this, but now I got to get underneath the bottom of all this and talk. But just filled up my 5-gallon water jug. It's really nice about having this basket on the back, but just got to move all this crap out of the way. Should probably just throw this on the roof here. I'm gonna have to use the Tollmate Lex Cookies and Cream Pop-Tarts. But yeah, let me try to reach under here real quick. I just threw my dresser over here. But if we go underneath, got this hard plastic. Then you could see the 2 attachments right here. I moved my safety vest. See, one just has a empty side and the other one's got that ball hitch on it, but probably gonna grab the 2-inch rise and the standard extension piece. All right, here's a better piece of what I just grabbed. So this extension, it's probably about, what, 3 feet long. And this 2-inch rise, because I assume I'm gonna have to raise up a little bit to have my tow bar from my car flat. But just show you guys, if you're not following, if you were to just take this ball hitch, it's hitting the top here, so bear with me. But yeah, if you were to just hook it up like this, come on, Brad. Just got this bolt in the way, but as you can see, you're going to be too far underneath the truck. So that's what the Stinger's in play for. But you can see the bolt, I gotta loosen that a little more real quick. Alright, let's try this again. So, doesn't really matter if that bolt is on the top or bottom, but I'm just gonna slide this. Maybe we should put it on the bottom since we're pretty close to the bumper here. Guess that'll make sense, right? So, just gonna slide this back so it's even with the bumper. And yeah, you can see it's pretty low to the ground, so that's why I went with the 2-inch rise. So, I think Should I just tighten everything down while I'm here in the grass, or should I pull forward, hook up the car, and hook the rest of it up? I think I'm just gonna attach everything right here. But then I got the chains, but I think I should be all right at this height. But yeah, let me tighten this down real quick and then we'll get to the chains. All right, so with the chains, just went up and over the frame. Got this little S-hook, just attached it back to the chain link. Then on the other end, got this other chain link, and that's what I'll attach my cables on my tow car to. So just gonna let that drag for a few feet, but gonna go ahead and do it on the other side as well. So just about done with everything. Got one more, what do you call these things? What is this? This pin thing. Got one more pin I gotta put on the end there. And like I said, almost done. All right, just about done here. So I already got the car lined up, but you can see, drop this down, take this pin out, pull this back, drop that down, lock it into place. Then you always want to make sure your tow bar is pretty level. So I'm happy with that angle right there. Then we just got the cables to hook up. So let's see how this looks. So obviously that's a little low to the ground. So I'm gonna go up and over the tow bar. Trying to make my equipment last as long as possible. So right there should be fine. Go ahead, do this side. It's getting pretty hot out, so definitely want to get out of here. For those that haven't picked up here before, there's absolutely no fuel in these damn trucks. So got my 5-gallon jug topped off those, so debating if I'll just put any in or wait until I get to my delivery, but it's only like 318 down the street. Wasn't able to find any way to plug in my light cable, so I already got my Tow-Mate light bar out here. Let's see if this thing's gonna work or not. Had my switch charging, but let's see if the left turn signal's gonna work for us. Oh, actually is right side. So just gonna go ahead, slap this on the back. Met up with one of my buddies, Curtis, yesterday, and he was able to clean up my light bar a little bit, so appreciate you, buddy. It actually worked this time. So gonna take this remote control. I never mentioned this, but with the HHRs, just put it in neutral. So let's see what else I want. Bring my Bluetooth speaker with. One of my phone mounts. That's for my tires. My tires are getting hot. Easy Pass. There's another. This one's pretty cool too. Phone mount. Love my phone mounts. Grab one of my cables here for my phone. Met a new driver, Bryce, at the yard here, so hooked me up with this drink. Never had it before, but hopefully it's pretty good. Hopefully he's not trying to poison me. But that is about it. Gotta throw my placards on here too. This one's with Bennett. But not a bad little truck. Got the inside opened up so I could breathe a little bit in here. But thanks for watching.